Hello and welcome to the first ever Fun Not Fear Dog podcast. Here you can learn a little bit about the Fun Not Fear way of doing things with dogs and, well, in general really. We're really looking forward to helping you get to know a whole new side of your dog, along with regular chats with other dog professionals and case studies and, well, so much more to help you and your dog have a Fun Not Fear life together. Hi, I'm Freya Locke, dog parent of Twyla the Springador, owner of my on-the-ground business Locke's Dogs, behaviourist and trainer, and the creator of the online Fun Not Fear school, club and podcast. We know there's nothing in life that can be taught with fear that can't be taught with fun apart from fear itself, and so it's our mission to teach you how to have a great life with your dog with none of the aversive equipment and icky methods of the past. Why listen to me? Well, when it comes to dogs who have behaviour struggles, I've been there and got the t-shirt. Guiding my own dog through his many struggles, I realised behaviour is my passion in life. I got qualified and have now helped hundreds of dogs with anxiety-based struggles, both in person and over the internet. I also know that dog parents want clear, easy and jargon-free advice they can follow that actually works. We'll make it easy for you and your dog to have the fun, not fear life you need together and overcome any anxiety your dog might struggle with, without doing anything complicated or difficult, without doing anything scary, and by simply having fun with your dog, playing games and doing the things you both enjoy. So, what is a fun, not fear way of life with the dog? If you're expecting to learn how to create a robot dog, you know the kind, humans are proudly pavement pounding the same route every day, the same 30 minutes at 6 o'clock exactly, with a dog who's never allowed to sniff the grass verges, or never allowed to go and say hello to people, or is never allowed to get on the sofa, or is not even allowed to fart in company, then sadly you're in the wrong place. However, if you want to learn how to have a brilliant time with your dog, in fact especially with your anxious dog, then we learn to play games and we build confidence with our dogs, and we show dogs how to have an amazing and fun life with you. We want our dogs to be our friends and our family, and we don't get long enough with them as it is on earth. So let's make the time that we have got with them an incredible one. Nobody ever said goodbye to their dog at the end of their dog's life and wished that they'd made them walk closer to heel. We wish we'd done more fun things with our dogs. We wish we'd played ball with them. We wish we'd gone squirrel hunting with them. We wish that we took them to the beach or on more car rides, or wish that we'd had done more enrichment and made them tasty foods and given them all sorts of fun experiences. We never wish that we'd told them off one more last time. You know, it's so easy to fall into the trap of expecting things from our dogs, the trap of expectation. Our dogs, they're put into human worlds where they're expected to know and understand some really complicated rules. I mean, we have rules like we have to close doors. Dogs don't understand why we're closing doors, but we have to close the doors. We have rules like let's not dig up the rose bushes. Dogs don't understand why they don't have, digging up rose bushes is fun. To us, we've just spent all that time putting the rose bushes in, but the dogs think, great, there's some mud, let's dig it. They don't understand a lot of our rules, and they're expected to understand them. And then when they don't understand what's going on around them, that can lead to a lot of stress and conflict. And the human mistakes their behaviours for being willful or stubborn or maybe even bad. Or when we have dogs that are afraid of things, dogs that are worried about things, humans can mistake their fear and stress behaviours for being aggressive or being, nasty dogs. And we assume that dogs are doing these things we don't want them to do on purpose. In the past, we were even told they were trying to dominate us, as if they were trying to rule the world. And loads of stupid things come out like, don't allow your dogs to sit above you on the sofa because they're trying to dominate you and look down on you. Don't allow them to walk through a door before you because they're trying to dominate you. You should be able to put your hand in their food bowl and take their food away while they're in the middle of eating it. And if they try to guard it from you, then they're trying to dominate you. Like they're trying to take over us, like trying to rule the world one sofa at a time. And to be honest, if you think about it, dogs know who's in charge. They know who is in charge of the food. They know who to go to when they want to go outside for the toilet, possibly. They know who decides where they're going on their walks. They know where they're going, who decides when they're going in the car. They know who decides what toys they're allowed out. They know who decides who they're allowed to mate with, who they're allowed to socialise with. You know, they know that we have a lot of control over their lives. They don't need to be completely, you know, ununderstood. I don't even know if that's a word, but made to feel, you know, like they're bad just for trying to suss things out. We know different. We know how to treat our dogs differently. We know that, you know, in this day and age, that dogs, they're just trying to fit into a human world. And when you know better, you do better. So at Fun Not Fear, our main goal is to help you have a happy dog. Okay, it's not a perfectly behaved dog who does everything you expect a robot dog to do. We don't want robot dogs. We want dogs that are free from anxiety. We want them free from fearfulness. We want them to enjoy their lives with you. And a lot of the time, the behaviours that you don't want from your dog, they solve themselves when you have a happy relationship with your dog and you have a happy, you know, confident, well-adjusted dog. You know, dogs that are confident, they don't need to bark at other dogs. Dogs that are not worried about their food being stolen from them, they don't need to guard it. You know, there's a lot of things that we can do differently just by playing games and having fun with the dog that will solve so many behaviour struggles before we even start down the route of actual behaviour modification. So, you know, don't expect your dogs to be robots. We don't expect our dogs to be robots. And with that in mind, you will actually hear my Twyla rummaging around from time to time because she really, really loves to investigate whatever I'm up to. And to be honest, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with her on the sofa. I'm happy with her sniffing around the microphone or doing whatever. And you'll be learning with us to be happy for your dogs to be doing things too. Anyway, so that's me waffling on a little bit, but today I think it's really important that you guys learn a little bit of the sciencey stuff before we dig into the more exciting games and the enrichment and all the interviews and things we'll be doing. I think it's really important to understand stuff so that it really sinks in, so that it really lands, so that when we're doing certain things, you know, games, playing, you know, when we're talking about certain terminology, it's really good that you understand what it is, because then you will be able to go away and you'll be able to come up with your own games and you'll be able to come up with your own ideas. And if there's anything you don't ever understand, please do get in touch with me. I'm always available. I have my website, www.locksdogs.co.uk. The Fun Not Fear School is part of Locks Dogs, so you'll find us through there. And yeah, you can always get hold of me on there. We have our Facebook pages as well. We've got all our socials, so please do get in touch if you need to. We have our online school as well, where we actually do lives and interactive stuff with all of our clients. Our one-to-one clients go in there. You get a whole pile of resources, so that's well worth a look. But yeah, so we're going to dig into some of what Fun Not Fear actually is and what it isn't, and I'll see you in the next bit. So, what is Fun Not Fear? Let's dive into it. Well, firstly, it's a philosophy. We believe there's nothing that can be taught with fear that can't be taught with fun, apart from fear itself. And if you think about it, that's true. We apply this theory to all dogs, humans, and living beings. It's proven time and time again that we learn quickly and easily through play and rewards. So we use play and rewards to teach. The only thing that we can't teach through having fun is fear. If we're having fun and our dog's having fun, then it stands to reason that they're not being particularly fearful. You know, we can't teach a dog to be afraid of something by having them enjoy their time with it. It just doesn't work. We can teach dogs to be afraid of things by having them not enjoy their time with it. And that is definitely what we don't want to do. So we teach with fun, not fear. We apply this to everything in our life as much as possible because we think it's so important as a philosophy just to live by, really. I mean, from personal experience, I mean, I suffer with anxiety, I suffer with PTSD, and I also have, you may well have noticed, I have the odd stutter from time to time as a result of this. My children have also struggled struggled with various anxiety related stuff. And as somebody who struggles with these things, I began to notice how it can be really difficult for some dog parents to know how to ask for help with things that are going wrong with their dog. Sometimes if you're scared of asking people about things because you have social anxiety, you're not going to ask them. And then what happens is if you don't get the help that you need, then your struggles become worse and it becomes even harder to ask. Dogs are also subject to anxiety when they're put in situations they can't cope with and they don't understand. So the behaviours they then start to exhibit can make their humans even more anxious, and vice versa. If you have a dog that's barking and lunging on the end of the lead, it's embarrassing, and if you're already quite anxious, then that's going to make your anxiety worse. If your anxiety is sky high and you've got a dog who's already a little bit worried about things and they notice that you're particularly worried about things, then that's going to make their anxiety and their behaviour worse. So you end up with a downward spiral. So instead of approaching teaching these dogs and people in the traditional ways of sometimes, overwhelming puppy classes, old style methods, doing things that we're not comfortable with, it's better to try and work out ways to make the person and the dog feel comfortable, to feel happy, to start to enjoy learning and find it easy to do so. With my own dog, Moo, he had many health-related anxiety issues, and I started learning about games-based training and reward-based training, and also methods of taking the pressure off so that get our dogs and our humans into an optimal mental state. And in such ways, we also get them into a better physical state, and they learn to navigate the world together. When anxious people and dogs are made more anxious by their dog trainer or behaviourist, it makes them less likely to ask for help. So to understand what is being taught is difficult. To put things into practice is more difficult. So the less pressure and difficulty added into an already suboptimal situation, the better. We strive to create fun for humans and dogs at all times possible. Of course, it's not all fun and games. Sometimes there are things we need to do for safety's sake. So what we practice, we get good at. And when we're helping our dogs to feel happier and to learn new things, we employ management such as stair gates, long leads and more. Just because we're teaching our dogs kindly doesn't mean we can put them or others in situations that are not safe. So rather than aimlessly yelling no, we manage so the behaviours we don't want can't be practised. And we practice what we do want instead. And slowly what we do want becomes the more normal behaviour for our dogs. Similarly, if we can avoid anxiety altogether and teach our dogs to feel happy and well-rounded from the start, then that's even better still. So we work out what motivates your dog. Do they like a particular toy over another? Do they like to chase? Do they like cheese or do they prefer chicken? Just like us, they're all different, and so the things they find rewarding are also very different. Some dogs prefer calmness and quiet, some dogs are more boisterous and playful. Again, we can incorporate this into our training and our games. Finally, we know that not every person wants a one-to-one trainer, not everyone wants to learn in a group, not everyone finds reading easy, and the same with listening. People find ways to learn things that individually suits them best, and so we strive to teach on many platforms. We teach in person at our on-the-ground business, Locks Dogs. We teach over the internet in our school, Fun Not Fear. We teach in Facebook groups. We have Locks Dogs Inner Circle, which is free for anyone to join. We have blogs, or now we have this podcast. So we're trying to make learning as accessible as possible for as many people as possible, so that we can reach as many dogs as possible. We actively encourage people to join us where possible to learn to chill out and have fun with the dog, as we know this is the best way to live and learn together. So anyway, now you know what Fun Not Fear is. It's a way of living with and teaching your dog to chill out, to have fun and be less worried about stuff, and their behaviour struggles will improve as a result, along with their relationship with you, their dog parent. I'm really looking forward to teaching you how to put the Fun Not Fear philosophy into action in the coming episodes, along with chats with other pros, case studies and more.
So, that's it for this episode of the Fun Not Fear Dog podcast. Hope you enjoyed listening to it as much as we enjoyed putting it together for you. Don't forget, if you like what you heard and you want help for your dog, you can also check out our one-to-one services, or you can join our Fun Not Fear Club and get courses and resources and interactive lives with a qualified behaviourist and trainer for less than £2 a week at locksdogs.co.uk. And remember, there is nothing that can be taught with fear that can't be taught with fun apart from fear itself. See you next time.